A League of Their Own is a sports-based comedy panel game that was first broadcast on Sky One on March 11, 2010. It is hosted by Gavin and Stacey, starred James Corden, and features Andrew Flintoff and Jamie Redknapp as team captains. Bishop and Georgie Thompson were regular panellists for the first 4 series alongside 2 weekly guests. Whitehall joined the cast as a regular panelist from the 5th series onwards. On April 23, 2014, Sky announced that they have signed a 3-year contract deal, which will see the show on the air until 2017. They have confirmed via their Twitter page that the brand new series will start on August 29, 2014. Format: the show is a standard panel quiz show where 2 teams of 3, the red and blue teams, compete for points awarded in 3 rounds, to find the overall winning team by points total. Round 1 involves both teams having to rank 3 different sportspersons according to a specific criterion. Round 2, Guest List, involves both teams having to guess the answers given by a sportsperson about his or her sport. Round 3, Human Clock, sees 2 members of each team have to answer questions for as long as the third team member can sustain a physical challenge in the studio. The general format has remained the same but with some variations in more recent series. Series 5 featured the Visa Sprint Challenge to celebrate the upcoming Olympics. If the studio guest was an active professional athlete, there was usually an additional physical challenge or game based on his or her sport. Participants: the show is hosted by James Corden, a comedy writer best known for co-writing and starring in Gavin and Stacey. The red team is captained by retired footballer Jamie Redknapp, who is joined by regular panellist and stand-up comedian Bishop. The blue team is captained by retired England cricketer Andrew Flintoff, joined by regular panellist and Sky Sports F1 presenter Georgie Thompson. As of Series 5, comedian Whitehall has replaced Georgie Thompson as regular panellist on the blue team due to Georgie's F1 commitments. In Series 5, Bishop was absent for several episodes due to his sport relief challenge. Each week the teams are supplemented by 1 special guest. Neither Corden, Redknapp nor Thompson had been regular features on a television panel show before. Corden was non-committal about whether the show marked a new direction for him as a television host, stating, "I spend most of my time sitting in a room with my mates talking about sport anyway. To get paid to do such a thing will be great. I hope it will be a fun show and people will enjoy watching it." Redknapp said, "I'm loving it, but it is nerve-wracking, and the key is to try to have a bit of fun, but to remember that we're not comedians and can't compete with the professionals," referring to Bishop and Corden. Thompson said of the show that it was the fun factor that I've been looking for, and represented an exciting opportunity in her career. Production: the show was created by Paul Brassi, a development producer at Corporal Productions. The show was recorded in Pinewood Studios, being filmed on Mondays and Tuesdays in front of a live studio audience. The show was commissioned by Duncan Gray, with Gray, Danielle Lux and Murray Boland acting as executive producers. It was announced on October 20, 2009 that the pilot for the show would be hosted by Corden alongside team captains Redknapp and England cricketer Stuart Broad, although Broad was replaced in the lineup by Flintoff by the time of the Series 1 start. Executive producer Danielle Lux said it would be an Olympic standard comedy show for anyone who loves their sport and a fun-filled half-hour for those who don't. The pilot was recorded on October 24, and was due to be aired later in 2009. Sky One's promotion for the show included a TV advert featuring Corden miss-kicking a football, spoofing contemporary serious sportswear advertising campaigns, accompanied by the tagline, "The new panel show that doesn't take sport too seriously." Reception: Keith Watson of the Metro welcomed the show as a challenger to Britain's #1 TV sports spot, the scripted bits banter show, referring to the BBC's show A Question of Sport, hosted by Sue Barker. Watson, writing after the first episode, said team skippers Freddie Flintoff and Jamie Redknapp are just there as window dressing bits of jokes, for this is Corden's show and he takes to it like a puck to the ice rink. Sue Barker beware. Sharon Locker and Laruska Ivanzadeh, also of the Metro, went further, announcing the show as basically a question of sport for idiota. The televisual equivalent of Nuts magazine. Writing after the first episode, Harry Venning of The Stage panned the show, summarizing it as "Imagine a question of sport without the sports questions, combined with They Think It's All Over without the comedy." Criticizing the length of the opening hour-long special, Venning said it contained some fine gags but not enough of them, and the format was dull, unimaginative and painfully protracted, albeit praising Flintoff for being surprisingly witty and charming. The British Comedy Guide said of the first episode that the sportsman-dominated panel showed very few laughs and little charm, and were not convinced of the format, although conceding that not being sports fans they might not be the target audience. Guest appearances. The following have made an appearance on the show as a guest. A. Appearances made from Series 5 onwards, when Bishop and Thompson were no longer a regular panelist. B. Appearances made before Whitehall became a regular panelist. C. One of their appearances was as a guest team captain. Transmissions. Original series, specials, Australian version. An Australian version of A League of Their Own aired on Network 10 on September 16, 2013. It was presented by comedian Tommy Little and the captains were tennis star Pat Cash and swimmer Eamon Sullivan. The series had 10 episodes. 9 episodes were broadcast, with the 10th episode being viewed online after it was cancelled to immediate effect after posting a disappointing rating in the show's 9th week. References. External links. Official website, A League of Their Own at TV.com, A League of Their Own at iGameShows.com, A League of Their Own at the British Comedy Guide, A League of Their Own at the Internet Movie Database, A League of Their Own online game.